Welcome, members and guests, and everybody here in person, and to all of our members and guests who are live streaming our performance, yeah, it will be, on our Facebook page. This is our 2023 annual meeting, and it's really nice to see you all here. We have more of you here attending than we normally do, so it's very nice to see that you all turned out, and of course we're having this beautiful weather, so I know you can be doing a whole lot of other things in this beautiful weather other than being here, so we appreciate the fact that you're here. So before we get started, there are some thank yous in order. So first of all, a big thank you to our meeting sponsor, Worksite Benefits, and its president, Candy Marrero. Is Candy here? Is she in the room? No. Okay. So Worksite Benefits is our consultant for vision, dental care, hearing, all kinds of other programs, insurance programs that she administers for us. So if you're not participating in one of those programs, please go to our website and you'll be able to find all the information you need. And if you want more information than that, you can just call our office, talk to our staff, and Candy will get in touch with you for that. They're great programs, so take a look at them when you get a chance. Also, thanks very much to Cherise Wells, who's someplace in the room. There she is in the back, and Nicole Stacknick from Corning Place Communications. They are our media consultants, and you're going to hear from Cherise a little bit later. They arranged for the live stream today, and they set up the microphone for the civil service presentation. So they're real tech and media gurus, so we really appreciate them having them on board with us. And also thank you to our vendor exhibitors out in our lobby there, the New York State and Local Retirement System, everybody's friend, the Controller's Office of Unclaimed Funds. Now, I have to tell you, there was a time when I went on that website and I looked at my name and there was like, I don't know, some money that I hadn't claimed before. So it's worth it to go to that website and see if somebody owes you money. Also, the New York State Deferred Compensation Plan, CVS Caremark, and United Healthcare, they both are participants in NYSHIP, Emblem Health, and Liberty Mutual. So we thank all of them very much for being our vendors today. And so here's what we're going to be doing today. First, we'll begin with our business meeting, and our executive director, Ed Farrell, will announce the results of our elections of officers and board members, and we'll introduce our board and chapter chairs who are here. Next, a representative from the Employee Benefits Division of the Department of Civil Service will join us virtually to talk about what's new with NYSHIP and other retiree benefits, and you'll have the opportunity to ask questions even though it's a virtual presentation. As I mentioned a moment ago, Cherise Wells from our media consultant, Corning Place, is going to talk about how we're getting our name out to encourage our fellow government retirees to join RPEA. Ed Farrell will recap the legislative year. And of course, our keynote speaker, as always, will be our controller, Tom DiNapoli. We're always thrilled to have him with us. He's also an RPEA member, so we especially welcome him. And if you're here as a guest or watching on live stream and not a member of RPEA, we hope you'll like what you hear and see and decide to become a member. All you have to do is go to our website, or rpea.org, for all the information. You can sign up right online. And so before we begin our business meeting, just some thank yous are in order. First of all, RPEA would not be possible without the time, talent, and skills of our very dedicated staff. So you know, if you called them with a question or asked for help, or you've read an RPEA chapter newsletter or one of our quarterly newsletters, if you've attended a board or chapter meeting or received something from RPEA in the mail, it was because the staff made it possible. So they provide the service, the customer service and the benefits and the personal service that we expect as RPEA members. So special thanks to Ed Farrell and Kathleen Liberty, Sharon Beauregard, and Dean Karlaftis. Whoever of those folks are in the room, please stand. I think Kathleen and Sharon are out in the lobby, so I hope they can hear us thanking them. So let's start our official business meeting. First, it's my pleasure to introduce our board of directors. They represent all regions of the state and Florida, where some of our members live. Some are chapter chairs as well. So together they bring many years of experience and governance to RPEA and to their work on the board. So these board members are here today, so please, when in person, so please stand when I introduce you and remain standing. Ed Brown, Treasurer and Chair of our Finance Committee. I'm going to ask you to hold your applause until I get through the list. Tom Lally, our Assistant Treasurer. Mark Rosenholtz, our Assistant Secretary. Bill Barrett. Jody Fox. Jim Rulison, Alan Dorn, and Roanne DeStito. I don't know if Roanne is here yet. These are your board members. Please give them a round of applause. So some of our board members are live streaming today. Mary Fry, our Executive Vice President, Barry Eisenberg, First Vice President, Dawn Bennett, Pat Walsh, and Tim Elliott. So some of our board members will be stepping down this year, and we're going to do a special presentation to them later on in the program. So now we also have chapter chairs, as you know, and because of your membership in RPEA, you automatically are assigned to a chapter in your area where we do have chapters. We don't have them in all areas. There are 9 throughout New York and 1 in Florida. So even though some of you have just stood for the board meeting, the board of directors, sorry, please stand again when I call your name. So Jim Rulison, he's chair of the Capital District chapter. Jackie Nelson and Charlene Lajewski, they're co-chairs of the Mohawk Valley chapter. Jody Fox from the Rockland Orange chapter. Joanne Kulak is from the Long Island chapter. And let's give them a round of applause. And some of our chapter chairs couldn't be here in person. Dawn Bennett, Central New York. Darcy Stricker, Mid-Hudson Valley. Marcia Schumann, New York City. Judith Bernstein, Westchester Putnam. Tim Elliott, Western New York. And Jan Tacaranti from Florida East Coast. So we thank them all. We thank all of you for the great work you do for our chapters. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, too. So now we get to report the election of officers and board members, and I'm going to turn to Ed Farrell to report those results.
Good morning, everyone. I can tell you that all of the ballots were mailed in. So there was no conflict. We brought in auditors to review the ballots, and I'm now pleased to announce the results. For officers who will serve a 2-year term, Diana Hinchcliffe has been reelected as president. Mary Fry has been reelected as vice president. Ed Brown, reelected as treasurer. Bill Barrett, elected as assistant treasurer, and Pat Walsh. So if those individuals would just stand up and be acknowledged, officers. So, and board members who were elected for a 3-year term, please stand as I call your name. John Crotty. John's in the room? Yes. Thank you. Roanne DeStito, we know she's not here. Jean Majors, who's watching virtually online. and Bob Reynolds, who is on the live stream as well. So congratulations to newly elected board members and officers. And I also want to thank the election ninja election certifiers who worked on this and helped us out. Congratulations, everyone.
So as you can see from the election results and everybody who's been announced and stood up, it takes a lot of our members to keep this organization going, both from our main office and also in the chapters. So the next two items are a report, status report on membership, a status report on chapters. So we're going to talk about this. So as you probably know, because you hear us talk about it, we put notices in our newsletters, the chapter chairs put notices in their newsletters. We are constantly recruiting for new members. So we have an excellent retention rate. We really do. But as you might expect, we lose members to illness, they become incapacitated, they can't be members anymore. So we have to make up those losses if we want to continue as an organization. So this is where we need your help. On the tables in front of you is a brochure. This is our new, just newly printed membership brochure. And I'm going to give each of you an assignment. And the assignment is, if you have friends who are government retirees in that state or local government, and they're not a member of RPEA, please convince them to join. They can either send in an application that's in that brochure, they can do it online on our homepage. What I can tell you is that the best way to recruit somebody, because I think if we did a survey, this is the way most of us were recruited, is person to person, personal communication, a phone call, an email, having a cup of coffee with somebody, and just tell them why you're a member of RPEA and why it's so important to be a member of RPEA. You can also give a gift of a membership. So if somebody has a birthday coming up or an anniversary or as a holiday present, whatever, you can give them a gift of membership. You can give it in their name. So that's another avenue for doing that. So please, if you will, see if you can recruit at least one new member. As you know, our mission is to protect your benefits that you earned when you worked, to protect them in retirement. And believe me, there are lots of people who are wanting to undo them, but our job is to protect them for you. So if everybody in this room gets someone to join or you give a membership as a gift, we'll have over 200 new members. So that's the goal. So there's your homework. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about chapters. So, and this is not so great news, but I'm going to talk about how you can help this too. So at one time, we had 18 chapters in New York and Florida, 13 in New York, 5 in Florida. So over the years, chapters have gone inactive because members didn't want to take leadership positions, or they just didn't want to serve on a steering committee or be chair of a committee, another committee, or in the meetings, what I'm going to say, members were not coming to meetings, enough members were not coming to meetings. So in 2021, we had 14 chapters. As of now, there are 9 in New York and 1 in Florida. So three chapters went inactive in this year alone. So if you want to preserve the chapters, and the chapter chairs do a fabulous job, but some of them have been serving for a very long time. They would like to have someone come and replace them. Some of them have been chairing a committee or on the steering committee for a long time. They'd like to step down and have somebody replace them. And of course, you know, the first thought, everybody says, oh, I'm so busy, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I really don't have the time. For all of us, that's probably true. I mean, the expression for me, and I know for all of you, is I'm busier now than when I worked. I don't know how I worked because I got so much to do. But you could be a co-chair of a committee. You could be a co-chair of a chapter. But the more people that step up to take leadership positions on the chapter, the longer the chapters are going to survive. The other thing that you can think about is there are retirees who don't really want to come to membership meetings for whatever reason they have, but they might want to participate in some kind of special event. So if you have a thought for what event your chapter can sponsor that people would like to participate in, that will get them involved, that'll get them to meet other members, and it will keep the chapters going. So if you have a thought about that, contact your chapter chair. If you go onto our website under the tab that says chapters, there's a list of all the chapters, and if you click on the page for your chapter, there's the chapter chair's name and phone number and email address, and you can contact them. So you can be helpful that way, and we really would appreciate it, because that will help us to continue the chapters, which many of our members say are really important. So thanks in advance for that, whatever you can do.